Good morning, Kathy Dixon here with the Math Reflective. I'm really excited to share a journey with you this week. I'm headed to San Diego this morning for NCTM, and there are a few reasons why I'm really excited to go on this trip. Number one, I get to travel with a colleague who I respect and admire so much and go to San Diego, and it's nice to get out of the classroom once in a while. The second and third reason is I'm going to be able to see incredible sessions and learn from experts and professionals to grow myself in many different areas. And then the third reason is I'm honored and privileged to be able to speak with a colleague myself at NCTM. Is definitely realizing a goal or dream of mine to be able to share knowledge that I've learned this year. Not that I'm an expert, I'm far from it, but we're going to be speaking on how to maximize student and professional potential with your PLC. That'll be on Thursday. So today I'll be chronicling our journey and adventure to San Diego. I hope you join me. Are you ready for more? Ready to go. And we're off to the airport. Here we are at the airport. Right now in the concierge lounge.
Yummy, yummy.
How you feeling, Mary?
I'm ready to go. How about you?
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'm excited, nervous, and ready to speak and fulfill this goal of ours. And really what I need is some coffee.
Well, let's get that, and with some bubbling cream and sugar.
Okay. So
get on a scooter and watch your step going up.
Mary and I are making our way to the Hilton Bayfront, where we're going to be speaking today at 9:30. And as we were eating breakfast, I had a little brainstorm about carrying on a tradition that I've done in my personal life as well, which is called, well, when I do it at home, it's called Lucky Plate.
And this is a fabulous idea.
It's really corny, but I'm kind of corny, so it fits. So a Lucky Plate is when you have guests at your house, and no matter if you use paper plates or really nice china dishes, you would put a sticker or some kind of surprise under the plate. And then usually after everyone is seated and eating, then I'll say, everyone check under their plates. And I always shop ahead of time and get a very small little prize. And I don't know, it delights people and it makes people smile. Oh yeah, there's some runners, so I have to be careful. It's hazardous to talk and walk. So I had this idea this morning that maybe we'd go to the little Starbucks marketplace at the hotel and buy a couple little baked goods. And that we could do Lucky Chair. We don't know if anyone's going to show up today, because to be honest, we're in a very obscure location, as I said this morning, but we're grateful to be here and we're excited no matter what.
And the reason why Kathy bought two is because if nobody shows up, then we each can have one of these items.
Exactly.
Woo-hoo.
Okay, so more in a little bit. So here's our room. We're going to be in here in a little bit. Hopefully we get that kind of crowd and more.
I wanted to debrief a little bit about the experience of writing a proposal and preparing for a presentation at a conference like NCTM. It's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner, where you put in so much time in the prep and the shopping and the planning of the ingredients and everything, and then dinner's over in 20 minutes. So that's a little bit how I felt, a little bit of a letdown when we were done. So we had spent hours collaborating and presenting or getting ready to present and doing all that work together. And then the anticipation and the adrenaline was flowing, traveling and going to California, and then preparing for our time. And then after an hour, it was over. But we're really pleased with how it went. I have to say that when we had practiced our presentation, we were a little bit less than an hour, about 45 minutes. So we're actually a little bit worried that we would not have enough material. But you know how it is once you get started. You start to talk more and more about things and elaborate more than you planned. So actually, we went over by 7 minutes, which was a little bit of a problem because they needed the room 30 minutes later for another presentation. We didn't see the speaker kind of waiting or tapping their foot or anything, but we definitely had to wrap it up faster than we would have liked. And I know, looking back at the footage, because Mary had recorded us, that I definitely was speeding up when I talked, and I feel like our last points, which were really important, were kind of rushed. But looking at a positive note, we did say about 5 minutes before what was supposed to be the end of our hour that we were running a bit behind, and that we would probably be going about 6 or 7 more minutes, but that we wanted to honor and respect everyone's time because we knew they were trying to get to other presentations. So we gave them that freedom and choice. If they want to walk out right now and leave, we understand, please do so. And about 50 people were there, and I'd say only about 3 left. So we felt that that was a positive sign that they really did want to hear what we had to say. Okay, so I have some tips already for myself about public speaking. And one is to slow down even more. We think that we're talking so quickly when we're up in front of an audience, but we're actually talking even faster than we think we are. So I feel like I have to slow down way more just to get my point across and giving people that time to pause and really think. Another area where I know I could improve is maybe I could have asked some questions in between or see if anyone wanted me to elaborate on certain points. I feel like we had a lot packed into our hour, and perhaps our PLC talk would be better served if it was like part 1 and part 2. One little bit of feedback that we got is that we need to get to the meat faster. So we had 4 essentials that we talked about, and I feel like the third and fourth essential of analyzing student work and then taking action with students was what people really wanted to hear. So maybe tailoring the conference a little bit differently next time. I really had to focus more about the whole process instead of the end product. And that's just what we teach students all the time, to focus on what it took, what you learned, through the collaboration and the preparation for that. It wasn't really about the end result. So I had to keep that in mind. And I definitely am thinking already to the future. Like next year, NCTM is in Chicago. It's the 100th year centennial celebration, and the call for proposals just came out. So now I'm already thinking, wow, what can we improve on? What can we talk about next year? Because sharing that knowledge, and also, even more importantly, going to other presentations and being inspired by other people was so beneficial. It's so refreshing as a teacher. It's just a wonderful experience.
Well, I think one of the things I want to take back with me is to help my student teachers be able to embrace the change that we're all hoping will take place, because it's good for kids.
So I think for me it's actually being able to meet the people that I talk to on the phone or video calls in person. The relationships are most important to us. That's really what I enjoy about being here.
For me, it is to tell absolutely as many people as possible the good word that awesome, aligned, high-quality curriculum can be free and open. And I love telling people about our 6-8 math and our brand new high school 9-12 math.
Vi önskar att utveckla våra elevers matematiska förmågor och att få tips på hur vi kan göra uppgifter som är elevnära, som passar till dem, våra elever.
We wish to develop our students' mathematical skills, and we also want to get some ideas how we can make real-world problem solving that fits our students in Sweden.
Well, I just want my kids to enjoy math and feel competent in math.
Key takeaway is, how do I help engage every student and help teachers learn how to engage every student in deep mathematical thinking.
Hi, here are my key takeaways from NCTM 2019 San Diego. Before I begin, I just wanted to let you know that our district is piloting an incredible resource, and just because of that, I didn't have the need to search for a killer task or other resource that would heighten student engagement, because frankly, it's already there. What I wanted to focus on for my professional development for myself was learning how to implement instructional strategies that are both equitable and accessible. One session that I absolutely loved was Sadie Estrella, and you can see that there, And her colleagues, along with Sadie, they were talking about implementing the various language routines that they have embedded in the Illustrative Mathematics and the Open Up Resources 6-8 math program that we're piloting. In addition to that session, I was incredibly impressed with Patrick Callahan, and Patrick Callahan had a call to action in terms of building a culture of writing in math using Desmos. He had provided a number of statistics and graphs that just make it an imperative that we develop this culture of writing in math, and that was something that I was very impressed with. You know, it was an honor to present with Kathy our 6th grade math team's PLC journey. Every time we met with her, either on FaceTime or face-to-face to plan and prepare, there was I was learning so much, and I also learned that there's so much more to learn. And attending NCTM just kind of proved that to me too, that there is just so much to learn.
If you asked me what the biggest 3 takeaways were from our NCTM adventure, I would characterize them with the 3 C's: collaboration, communication, and connection. First of all, collaboration, because I got to work with my colleague Mary Dooms, who I admire and respect so much. I loved being able to learn from her, and I feel like together we were stronger and better. It definitely took a lot of hours to plan and get ready for our presentation, but it was worth it. The second C is communication. So communication, because I was able to communicate with my friend all the things and the ways that we have grown this year. We were able to talk about some of our struggles. We're able to share a little bit about what our PLC has been doing this year, and to be able to share ideas like that and get ideas from other people is always beneficial. The third C is connection. I have to say this is probably my favorite part of going. Just all the people that we got to meet. Even in the elevator, unexpected things happened. It just was really great to be with lots of different math teachers and to dispel that myth that math teachers are boring, because we met lots of fun, exciting, and very interesting and intelligent people. So connection, communication, and collaboration are all 3 the takeaways from NCTM in this adventure. Good morning, everyone. Here I am. This is Kathy Dixon from the Math Reflective, and we are in San Diego, California at the Marriott Marquis. And I've had such an honor and privilege to meet Esteban this week. It's been such a pleasure to talk with him and learn a little bit more about him. And I asked him this question this morning: what number tells your story?
My number is 31 in my story for me.
And why is 31 important to you, Esteban?
Because it's very important, because I'm in this company for 30 years already, and this year is going to be my 31, and I really appreciate my company because they taking care of me, and I taking care of my guests.
Well, Esteban is such a servant and has such a servant's heart. He's constantly looking for ways to make people happy here in the concierge lounge. And I was so impressed by the fact that you've been with your company for 31 years, because not many people this day and age can say that they've stayed with the same company. And can you tell us a little bit more of how you've had some perks for your family that has maybe given you some freedom for vacations and things like that?
Yes, as soon as I have my 25 years in this company, they give us the days, free days and free nights for me and more for my family. And so I take my family to vacations in capital cities, and we love it. We like it.
Well, it's been so great to meet you, and thank you for sharing what number tells your story.
Thank you so much. My number is 31. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Hey, so one number that tells part of my story is the number 29, and that is because when I was 35, I decided to start playing ice hockey goalie, and I read the biography of Ken Dryden, who was an amazing ice hockey goalie at Colgate, and then in the NHL, look him up if you care at all, and he wore number 29, so I thought that should be my ice hockey number, and I've been playing ice hockey goalie ever since.
My number is 13 because it's my birthday and it's prime.
All right, my number is 42 because according to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, it's the answer to everything.
My number's 5. When I was a kid, driving down the street or on the highways, I would look at all of the signs on the highway or all the street numbers, and I would do math in my head to make the multiples of 5.
Hi, my name is Steve Wyborney. A number that's very important to me is the number 3.
And the reason that I chose the number 3 is because there are 3 people in my family other than myself. My wife, Janine, my son, Ben, and my daughter, Natalie. So the number 3 is very important to me.
2001 is a meaningful number to me. It's the year that I entered graduate school and met my math methods professor, who I just heard today, 18 years later, talk to me with the same enthusiasm and shared with me her passion for listening to kids talk and share about math. So 2001.
Okay, after careful consideration, the number is I. It's an imaginary number used in engineering, as my elementary and middle school and high school math experience was dismal. And when I went back to college, it got great, and I realized that mathematics is a language that describes the physical universe. And then it got very fascinating and very lovely for me.